Everyone knows the already well-established manhwa slash webtoons like Solo Leveling, God of High School, Tower of God, Bastard, and other very popular manhwa, but today I have 4 lesser known ongoing series that I consider just as good, if not better than the giants already in the medium, featuring martial arts, action, and other hype-inducing genres. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but if I'm looking to read a new manga or manhwa, the amount of chapters tends to discourage me sometimes, especially when it's over 100. So the 4 I'm talking about will be under 100 and relatively new. Hope you enjoy. Help me reach my 2021 goal of 100k subscribers by subscribing if you're new to the channel or you just haven't already. It's free and easy to do. Also consider checking out the description for the Discord server and my Twitter. Now enjoy the video. First up we have Mercenary Enrollment with 17 chapters currently released. It starts out with some fast-paced action in chapter 0, showing us our protagonist and what he's capable of as a mercenary. We learn that he was the sole survivor of a plane crash when he was little, but his remaining family didn't know that he survived. This resulted in him becoming a mercenary to survive in his harsh environment for 10 years until he returns to his remaining family in his hometown and goes to school. This is where the story begins, alongside his younger sister who goes to the same school but is bullied. This is where we get this mercenary Chad who's gone through hell to survive from a young child to an almost adult, destroying the strong popular bullies of the school to keep his sister safe. And that's pretty much the first few chapters and the introduction of the story, with there being tons of hype moments and flashbacks to his mercenary time as well as story development to come later on. You could say it gives off some John Wick vibes with the protagonist, and that it's a series that once you get a few chapters in and experience the intense moments, you'll be forced to keep reading, making the worst part about Mercenary Enrollment the point when you finally catch up and need to wait for new chapters. From what I found, I think it's weekly, but probably not, who knows. The genres of the manhwa include crime, action, and drama, and features tons of fighting, which I of course love, with it showing signs of progressively getting better, while also having an underlying plot that slowly got developed in the more recent chapters. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on reading it as the chapters come out. I highly recommend it, very solid stuff. Next I have my current favorite manhwa of all time. It goes by the name The Boxer, with 60 chapters currently released. The author also has a few other popular manhwa that I'm showing on screen now, but The Boxer is the only one of his works that has a big fighting focus. As the name suggests, it's a boxing focused manhwa, with the genres being action, thriller, drama, and sport, that has multiple protagonists or main characters you could say, with the story focusing on each of them with extreme detail as they rise through the ranks, become champions, high-ranking boxers, go through training camps, etc., and other underlying plots that happen throughout the series. One being considered a monster who is disconnected from regular human emotions and views, whose raw talent shakes the world of boxing as a whole. You could argue so far he's the main protagonist of the story, as we've had the most shine of him, but as the story directly states and demonstrates later on and at various other points, there is clearly multiple protagonists, with each of them getting tons of shine with whole mini arcs surrounding them, such as the one born weak possessing an insane drive to improve and hope to succeed one day. The fights throughout are very engaging, with the impact and speed of strikes being portrayed well by the art, with every fighter or somewhat main character at some point getting insane depth to their character, relating to their ideologies that come about from their backstories, which in my opinion is one of the best aspects of The Boxer. The amount of top tier backstories throughout the story in just 60 chapters so far is honestly mind-blowing. We haven't even really got the full backstory for one of our protagonists, which is also insane. Think about side characters somewhat, or just other boxers they face get in such detailed backstories that aren't in many cases even that long. It's just the amount of detail and raw writing talent that goes into those backstories from the author is just absolutely incredible. Also, when fighters snap and the hype occurs, it makes it a next level series for me, with me considering it better than a lot of manga I've read, and I've also considered it in my top 10 manhwa slash manga of all time, and it's probably going to rise as the story goes on, as the most recent chapters have been absolutely insanely hype and this next level greatness. You can also read this amazing series for free on the Webtoon app, which leaves you no excuse of why you haven't checked out about the boxer after this video. Next we have something by the name of SSS Class Suicide Hunter with 23 chapters currently released. You can kind of compare this to Solo Leveling, but the psychological element and ways our protagonist is explored is very well done throughout Suicide Hunter. The story centers around our protagonist wanting to be the top hunter, but doesn't have the raw power or special skill to do so, but his drive to one day get a S-rank skill awards him with one, but not the one he initially wanted. He awakened a S-rank skill, but it only works when he dies, making him lose hope even more. I'm going to go over a slight spoiler, but it will be important in recommending the series. He finds by mistake the true nature of the top hunter at the current age. While trying to save someone from the top hunter, he is killed by this hunter, who is considered the strongest around, and this is where our protagonist's S-rank skill activates. This skill allows him to pick a random skill the person who killed him possesses and copy it, but he still considered it worthless as he was dead, so why would he need someone's skill? He chose a random skill from the person who killed him, and he wakes up confused. He questions why he isn't dead. He managed to copy a S-rank skill from the strongest hunter that sends him back 24 hours when he's killed, a perfect skill for his own that he already awakened, keeping him alive with the ability to get stronger. As the story goes on, you can see where the title of the manhwa comes into play, with themes of time travel, monsters, magic, martial arts all being present in the story, alongside the genres of action, fantasy, psychological, and comedy in some later parts. The story is gory with a very witty protagonist, which I of course enjoy, and you know, the insane will he has to achieve his goals. If you're a fan of Solo Leveling, this is most alike out of the 4 manhwa mentioned in this video, and a solid read so far. The final manhwa in today's video goes by the name How to Fight or Viral Hit, with 66 chapters currently released. The author has previous works including Lookism that shares the same universe as How to Fight, and a few other popular manhwa. This manhwa is most aligned with martial arts in this video, with the story centering around our protagonist who is bullied by students who feel superior to him, until one day he fights back and becomes famous for a viral video that someone recorded and uploaded of him fighting. This is where the strong YouTube-esque elements come into play, with our protagonist and a few others creating this channel involved around sniping, which is a fighting genre featuring low-key recording of street fights. As their popularity rises, they run into more and more dangerous people that require the protagonist to train and learn new ways to counter certain fighting styles, from this goofy YouTube channel that gets no views of this big buff guy wearing a chicken mask. As you would have assumed, the most appealing aspect of this manhwa is the fights, alongside the underdog story and development the protagonist goes through to keep his channel alive and attract more people to watch. There's tons of other side plots and other engaging things that happen throughout the story to ensure you're not bored reading at any point while the build up to the next street fight is going to occur. And yep, that's the 4 manhwa that I consider the best currently. That's pretty underrated and pretty unknown. If I had to rank the 4 I talked about in this video, best would be The Boxer, then Military Enrollment, then How to Fight, and last would be SS Class Suicide Hunter. But they're all very top tier. Highly recommend all of them. Let me know if you've seen any of them down in the comments and you know, want to let me know your thoughts on them. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And yep, make sure to subscribe. That's it guys. Peace.